Public hearing regarding property structure located at 819 North D Street. Do we have anyone here to speak for or against property located at 819 North D Street? Since there is no one, the public hearing is adjourned.
Move
Ms.
for
Whitby?
adoption.
Second.
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ordinances, ordinance 0752, Alderman Witcher.
Alderman Witcher would like to call that, have it read one time, and then he'd like to have a public hearing on same on the next council meeting, July the 9th.
Okay.
This is an ordinance amending section 12.22, mobile storage containers of ordinance number 7697, the zoning ordinance, first reading.
Move for adoption.
Actually, you said you wanted...
We're holding it. We're going to hold it
Hold it.
Okay.
Yes.
and call for a public hearing Monday, July the 9th, I believe it is.
All right.
Okay.
Ordinance 0753, Alderwoman Robinson.
Please call it.
This is an ordinance to reclassify certain property located at the northwest corner of 6th and Orange Streets in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from the present R2 to R3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, first reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the second reading.
Second.
Can I do that?
Excuse me, yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Bryant?
Yes.
Bryant? Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance to reclassify certain property located at the northwest corner of 6th and Orange Streets in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from the present R2 to R3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, second reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the third.
Second.
reading.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance to reclassify certain property located at the northwest corner of 6th and Orange Streets in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from the present R2 to R3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, third and final reading.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines? Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0754, Alderwoman Robinson, Alderman Thomas.
Please call it.
This is an ordinance reclassifying certain property located at the northeast corner of Maple and 4th Streets in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from C6 to Planned Use Development, PUD, to allow townhomes by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, first reading.
Move to suspend the rules.
I'd like to move the rules to be suspended and placed on second reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
I got a question.
You have a question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's changing.
Mr. Voss, come to the microphone, please.
Yes, sir. The
Planning from C6 to PUD, and we really don't, I mean, I by looking at this, I mean, I don't really know what they're doing other than building townhomes. When we say meet requirements of subdivision, should that not have already happened before it came to us?
They're in the process now. It's gone through the subdivision, but this ties a specific plan to that property, and adopting a PUD it's an ordinance requiring they construct according to what they're proposing.
I guess what my question is, should it not have already met the subdivision committee and the historic district committee before it ever came to us?
It has been through the historic district. It's gone through the subdivision committee.
That's not my point. My point is, it says to meet all requirements of subdivision committee and the historic commission, but nowhere does it say that's met those requirements other than you telling me. So do we normally approve these without being approved by the subdivision committee and the historic commission?
Well, the subdivision committee meets before the planning commission meets and generates recommendations based on designs. Now, there was a hearing on the PUD that gave an overview, and the Planning Commission's blessed that. They approved it. Now the details of the specifics of the development are being ironed out, and
But why should we approve the rezoning prior to that happening, is my question. I mean, when we approve the rezoning, then there's no other oversight that the city can do.
City Attorney?
Usually, development occurs in two phases, like whenever somebody's not in compliance with zoning, they'll come in and they have to request for a zoning change. Then before they do anything as far as building goes, then, they'll have to meet our subdivision and development requirements. And I think that's what Mr. Boyles is representing, is that they have started the process, because normally it's a two-step, lockstep process. The planned unit development kind of blends the whole thing, because you're seeing up front, when the zoning application is being made, what the eventual product is going to be. This looks like somebody who may have a vested interest to come up and explain in a little more detail what it is that they're building.
While you're answering his question, is it basically, if you can't get the proper zoning approval, then there's no need to go any further?
Correct. And two, with zoning, once you grant somebody, let's say, C6 zoning, as long as they meet the building requirements and they can put whatever they want to in there, planned unit development ties zoning to a specific plan, to
Exactly.
a specific
Correct.
construction plan.
And we want a PUD, because of that.
It enhances the city's zoning control, because if they don't build according to their plan, they lose their zoning.
Mr. Bryant, I was incorrect. I checked with the applicant. The Planning Commission did vote approval on that at the last time. I knew we reviewed it at subdivision. I couldn't remember if a vote had happened. He said it had.
There were 7 affirmative votes for this.
Well, that was for the PUD,
That's-
the planned unit development. But apparently they approved the zoning and the design at the same meeting. You have to do the land rights first or consecutive. Normally, it would be done first. A PUD would be first, and then you get into design details, but that happened at the same meeting.
Okay,
So, yes, we did what you're requesting.
Okay?
all right.
Robert, I have a
Well-
question.
Yes, sir.
Is this going to cause for the ultimate closing of one block of 6th and 5th Street?
No, sir. Under the review, Planning Commission's requiring a speed table. That's a raised platform to slow down traffic. They're wanting to do a neighborhood park on both sides of the street. That is not a street closure.
Okay. But it'd be closed to vehicular traffic, though?
No.
Or not?
No, it's just like an elongated speed hump.
Okay.
It's a raised area where the playground is, and it'll just be a street. It'll be concrete with texture, and it's a device to slow down traffic in a play area. There's not much traffic on that street, through traffic. So it's an added device to try to make that an enhanced park.
That answers my question. Thank you.
And all the applicants are here, are the representatives from the
Okay, to
development.
make sure I understand, that you answered my question, that the Planning Commission has approved, the subcommittee has approved it, and the Planning Commission
Yep.
has approved. Although this legislation doesn't say that,
It should be.
That is true.
It probably was started before the vote, so it probably just should say the Planning Commission, because the Planning Commission is the one that actually applies the requirements.
That's-
Subdivision generates a recommendation
okay,
for the
that's-
vote.
Okay, that's my point. When-
You're correct.
When,
Again,
normally when it comes to us, the Planning Commission's already approved it, and we see that someplace, and that's not the case here, so,
well, like I said, normally you have a rezone, like a
that's fine.
PUD, and that's what we're doing today.
thank you.
If you want to amend it to the Planning Commission requirements, that's what's official.
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Where are we on this?
You're going to be issuing
Required.
permits.
Yeah.
You'll have to listen to me if it doesn't work.
That's right.
Currently, we have a motion and a second to suspend the rules, so it's ready to be read.
What reading is it?
This is an ordinance, This is an ordinance reclassifying certain property located at the northeast corner of Maple and Fourth Streets in the city of North Rock, Arkansas, from C6 to Planned Use Development, PUD, to allow townhomes by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas, second reading.
I'd like to move the rules be suspended and placed on third reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance reclassifying certain property located at the northeast corner of Maple and Fourth Streets in the city of North Rock, Arkansas, from C6 to Planned Use Development, PUD, to allow townhomes by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas, third and final reading.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Mr. Voles, is this where the historic house is going to be torn down that the Historic Commission approved?
Yes.
I didn't think there were. There's a
There's a
metal
plot plan.
building.
It goes from 4th Street up almost to 7th.
No, there was a historic house on this property that there,
That's right.
Right.
it wasn't a metal building, it was a historic house. I just wanted to,
It couldn't be moved
right.
due to
And I
the-
appreciate very much the Historic Commission cooperating on that issue,
Right.
but I just wanted to make sure that we understood that. Thank you.
Well, on the emergency?
On the question, actually, Alderman Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0755, Alderman Parker.
I'd like to call it and add Alderman Gaines to the legislation.
This is an ordinance to reclassify certain property located on Meeks Industrial Drive in the city of North Rock, Arkansas, from the present I-2 to C3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas, first reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the second reading, please.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross? Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance to reclassify certain property located on Meeks Industrial Drive in the city of North Rock, Arkansas, from the present I-2 to C3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas, second reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the third and final reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance to reclassify certain property located on Meeks Industrial Drive in the city of North Rock, Arkansas, from the present I-2 to C3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas, third and final reading.
Move for adoption.
Okay. On the question, it would be Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0756, Alderman Parker.
Call it and add Alderman Gaines, please.
Yes, sir.
This is an ordinance to reclassify certain property located on the south side of Council Massey in approximately 1/4 mile east of 90-degree turn in the city of North Rock, Arkansas, from the present I-2 to C4 and R4 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas, first reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place on the second reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Someone has a question?
I have an amendment. There's a typographical error in this ordinance in two places where it was amended. It proposes right now to amend from the present I-2 to C4 and R4. That is incorrect. It should be amending from I-2 to C3 and R4. And I have a typed amendment to that effect that I can distribute, but it may just be easier for me to read it in.
Go ahead.
That in the title, on the 5th line, C4 should be changed to C3.
Section 1.
And in section 1, at the beginning of the third line, C4 should be changed to C3. And I have a printed copy for you, Diane.
Okay.
Move to amend.
Move for second. Thank you.
On the amendment, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Move to
Are you-
suspend the rules, place on the second reading.
Second reading as amended.
As amended.
Second.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is an ordinance to reclassify certain property located at the south side of Count Massey and approximately 1/4 mile east of 90-degree turn in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from the present I-2 to C4 and R4 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Second reading as amended.
You call that right?
Did you call it right?
You call it
Was
right on the
C3?
amendment?
I said
Did you say C3?
C4, I meant C3.
It's C3.
C3. Move for suspend the rules, place on the third and final reading, please.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
This is an ordinance to reclassify certain property located at the south side of Counts Massey and approximately 1/4 mile east of 90-degree turn in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from the present I-2 to C3 and R4 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading is amended.
Adoption.
Second.
On the question, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas? Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas? Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0757, Alderman Parker.
Call it and add Alderman Gaines, please.
This is an ordinance adopting an amended land use plan in the Maumelle Boulevard area in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. First reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on the second reading.
There's a Bryant?
Ross, help a little bit.
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance adopting an amended land use plan in the Maumelle Boulevard area in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place it on its third reading.
Well, thank you. Yes. So second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance adopting amended land use plan in the Maumelle Boulevard area in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
On the question, Bryant?
1 minute.
Oh, you have a
Ross.
question?
Could we have Mr. Voelzey just explain this real quickly, what this
Sure.
is?
The reason we're doing this is that area is changing rapidly. A lot of the rezone requests need to reflect the intent of the community. We do that through the land use plan. By amending the land use plan to reflect what we think is about to happen, it should help us should someone challenge the city's actions with zoning. So we're basically, most of this are things that have been asked for, and we've agreed to follow up with an area-wide plan, and it does that. I could go over some of the specifics. We just approved some for residential up on Counts Massey across from the ballpark. The Links the apartment complex. North of the Walmart, we're expecting some commercial there. And against the quarry, the present land use plan shows multifamily, and we agreed in zoning that we would not do that. So the new plan keeps a zoning land use buffer between the quarry and the existing apartments. So it's just things that we've done over time, and it tries to make it more represent what we say we want that area to become.
Okay. Are there any other
I got a
questions?
question for Mr. Voiles.
Mr. Voiles.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't have to do with this, but it has to do with a related issue. What's being built across the street from where North Shore Business Park Lane comes into Crystal Hill Road?
Right. That's a large church is on that hillside due north of the intersection.
Right.
The church that's here at Maumelle and Counts Massey has bought that property and is planning a large facility at that location.
Yeah, there's some activity going on out there.
Yes, sir. There's a lot going on in that area.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Voiles? Ms. Whippy?
Alderman Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0758, Alderman Parker.
Call it. You want to be on that?
This is an ordinance granting a special use for a before and after school care in an R2 zone for certain real property located at 2677 Pike Avenue in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. First reading.
Move
Suspend the rules, place it on second reading, I'm sorry.
Second?
Did you want to add?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't know what it is. You better be all right.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance granting a special use for a before and after-school care in an R2 zone for certain real property located at 2677 Pike Avenue in the city of North Rock, Arkansas. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place on the third reading.
Second.
Second reading, whatever.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance granting a special use for a before and after-school care in an R2 zone for certain real property located at 2677 Pike Avenue in the city of North Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
I have a question.
Mr. Hyde.
On section 2, item D, it says remove razor wire from any fence around the play area. How are we going to make sure that that's done before this place opens up?
I think the legislation,
Permit issues, isn't it?
I know.
yeah,
We've
they won't
done-
receive a permit from the city until they follow whatever the requirements are. Am I correct?
Y'all have required the planning department go out to each of these daycares and make sure all the conditions are met before they operate.
Are we doing it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Why are we?
Done?
I'm done.
Is the applicant here?
Is the applicant here?
I think they left a minute ago.
The applicant called me before the meeting and said they were going to be out of town, and it would be difficult for them to make it. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to address them.
You have some questions?
No, no.
All right,
Let me just give you a general outline of what's going on here. This is a commercial facility that was on the west end of Pike Plaza Shopping Center, adjacent to the bowling alley. It was formerly or originally used as a washateria. Later, it was used for commercial driver's license issuance, and the area that described as razor wire fenced-in area was used to test the driving skills of commercial driver's license applicants. So all of this is being converted over to a daycare use, but the facility and the location is there in the Pike Plaza Shopping Center.
Did we not state at one of the meetings that the applicants would have to be present?
Yes, we did. That's why
I don't know if we passed any legislation to that effect, or how, even if we're able to really enforce that, but that was a comment that was stated, is that the applicants would be present, just in case we had questions for them at all.
I've got a question, and it involves the next piece of legislation that,
are we not backwards?
yeah, what are we doing here, Robert?
Okay. In this, we find that the bowling alley was zoned R2, and we found the case where it was zoned R2. We don't know why. We've suggested to the Ashley Company that should be C3, and we've asked them, and they've gone through with a rezone of the bowling alley in that strip, because it's clearly not R2 single-family residential.
Okay, but this ordinance 58
Yeah, this is the bowling alley.
addresses an R2 zone, and we're going to go in the next little piece of legislation and go back, change it to a C3. That complicates this ordinance.
Well, it's giving a special use at that address. I did question the legal department, should we maybe reverse these and make it C3 and then apply a special use in a C3? Everyone knows where it is and what they're planning on doing, so however you would like to.
So how
couch
should
that.
we do this, Mr. City Attorney?
I would be happiest if you would amend section 1 of ordinance 0758. In the second sentence, strike the words "in an R2 zone," and in the title of the ordinance, strike the words "in an R2 zone." So it's clear that this is just simply a special use. We're not attaching it to a zoning, except that the special use is a zoning in and of itself.
So I'll make that motion then, that we amend that by changing, or deleting R2 and inserting C3.
Second.
C3.
No, you're deleting the
I'd-
R2 and not inserting anything.
I would urge you not to insert anything, just to strike the words "in an R2 zone."
That's in section 1.
That's in section 1 and in the title.
Okay. My amendment then would be to strike R2.
Okay.
Second.
On the amendment, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman? They could not be here tonight, there's no doubt about that. It's unavoidable, but I understand, and I asked Mr. Parker, if there's a problem, I would not like it if next 2 weeks from now, if y'all bring in something and the applicant's not here, then I probably won't feel as comfortable with it. So it's whatever you,
Well, it's Mr. Parker's
I know,
legislation.
but he put me on there with him.
I understand.
Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Unless there's an administrative, I mean, this is an administrative issue. If there's not any questions for the applicant that I can't address, then I'd be more than willing to hold it.
Are they
Move
taking down the
forward.
razor wire?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't see any point in holding it.
Okay,
But, yeah, we don't have a requirement that they had to be here, just good as they have.
Okay.
it's good.
So y'all
Okay,
happy with it?
let's-
Okay.
Ms.
Since-
Whitby.
Y'all
Since the-
happy?
Since the item has been amended, we need a motion to adopt on third and final reading as amended.
I would make a motion that we adopt on our third and final
as
reading.
amended.
Second.
as
As
amended.
amended. Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency clause, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Next item, ordinance 0759, Alderman Parker.
Call it, please, and this is the one that Mr. Voles expressed as it was just something that's been wrong since the beginning. It was commercial property, and it was, for some reason, zoned R2, and all we're doing is just correcting a mistake that was made years and years ago, 40 years ago. You want to be added to it, Mr.
Yeah.
Gaines? All right.
This is an ordinance to reclassify certain property located at 2677 Pike Avenue in the city of North Rock, Arkansas from the present R2 to C3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas. First reading.
Move
Move.
suspend. Go ahead.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules, place on its second reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross? Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance to reclassify certain property located at 2677 Pike Avenue in the city of North Rock, Arkansas from the present R2 to C3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place on its third and final reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance to reclassify certain property located at 2677 Pike Avenue in the city of North Rock, Arkansas from the present R2 to C3 classification by amending ordinance number 7697 of the city of North Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
On the question, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Ordinance 0760, Alderman Thomas.
Call it, please.
This is an ordinance amending ordinance number 7855, which granted a special use for an office, chapel, and transitional shelter located at 3719 East Broadway in the city of North Rock, Arkansas. First reading.
I'd like to move the rules be suspended and placed on second reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 7855, which granted a special use for an office, chapel, and a transitional shelter located at 3719 East Broadway in the city of North Rock, Arkansas. Second reading.
Alderman Bryant.
Okay, I don't know if this was the shelter that we had some people come discuss that were concerned about them moving into their neighborhood.
This,
Somebody help me with
this shelter was once called Holy Anointing, and they sold it to another ministry. So there's another ministry that's operating there, and they appeared before this city council, I don't know how long ago, but they were approved to have the transitional home there at 3719 East Broadway. Robert, why are they before us now? Are they increasing
Yes, sir. This didn't go through the Planning Commission. This is Mr. Thomas's legislation. They are saying there are 62 sleeping there now instead of the 50, and they're saying that's for on-site staff members to sleep in the dormitory.
So they're amending.
Yes,
The legislation.
they're requesting you enlarge the limit of 50 to 62.
Now, I know that Napa used to be there, and Napa has moved out, and they owned the office space of Napa. So are they using that space as part of this legislation?
I don't know.
Dr.
answer.
Brigham is
The
here.
applicants are here.
The applicants are here.
Why did it not go, Robert, why did it not go to the planning commission first? Because Alderman Thomas wanted to bring it here?
Yes.
Aldermans have that option. They can go before planning, or they can bring it directly to the city council.
My name is Dr. Melvin Brigham, and I am the president founder of Mission Global Ministries. And we got that ordinance approved last year. I think it was about in June or July. And we had to approve for 50 in the dormitory. And we want to use some additional space outside of the dormitory area there, which has been approved by the fire department, for some in-house staffing to help out with the management there. 12 people.
So this legislation is being amended because of you're adding 12 staff?
Well, it's not, it's in-house staff. It's like some people that come in to help management, help manage the program. And there, some of the people are actually in the program too.
Okay.
So we're using it, trying to get that space allotted. It would be very helpful for us.
Okay.
Okay?
Are there any other questions?
I got one.
Yes.
Have we had any problems? You know, you said once before the one was there. Have we had any curfew violations? Any
We would have to
problems or
ask
anything, or-
the chief that, but there were violations with the former owners.
Right, that's why I was
But
just
I've
wondering,
not
are we
had
up-
any complaints from people in the community with the current owners.
Yeah, we run a very tight ship, and we complied with the things that the chief wanted us to do. I've been communicating with him. If he wants some additional things done, we'll be more than happy to comply with them, as we always have.
And you have other facilities in Jackson, Tennessee, different places?
Yes, sir. We have them in Jackson, Tennessee, and in Memphis for men and women in Memphis. And yes, Napa did move out of that place, and right now we're not using it for anything. We're just thinking about what we're going to do with it. And somebody mentioned a women's place, so but we haven't decided anything yet.
But you do own the entire complex? You own all of the property there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes.
I just want to say, I drove out there today and it was very clean, other than in the back, but nobody could see that though. It was very clean.
Well,
Looked-
they
it looked
do a
really good.
very, very good job of keeping it neat and clean around there. They're very good at it.
There was no one hanging out in the front smoking.
No,
anything like
never.
that,
We
so-
don't allow that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
Did we have a public hearing on this the last time when we switched from the other one? I keep on remembering
I don't think we had a public hearing on
this
this.
one, it was another one we had. Because the people in the neighborhood came out and said they didn't want it.
This isn't the one you're referring to.
We had public comment, but we didn't have a public
Okay.
hearing.
Right.
This
One
isn't
you're
your-
referring to,
no,
what it-
that was down in the,
That's right, you got it.
over here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Whitby?
Item has been read 2 times, and there are no motions, so we need a motion to
I'll
suspend the
make a
rules.
motion that the rules be suspended and put on a third reading.
Second.
Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 7855, which granted a special use for an office, chapel, and transitional shelter located at 3719 East Broadway in the city of North Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
On the question, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Bryant?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Gaines?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
That concludes new business.
We have any comments from any of the aldermans?
Well, I think you did a very good job tonight, Ms. Mayor. Okay.
We have any other comments?
What do you say?
Did a very good job.
Excellent job. Excellent job.
Excellent job.
Very good job.
Mr. Parker, do you have any comments?
No, ma'am.
Very good. If there are no comments, do you have some comments?
If, we had worked somewhat on some amendments that we did not proffer on the noise ordinance. If anybody would like copies of that, then I certainly have them. I can distribute them tonight or later, just for your review, so you'll have some heads up about forthcoming amendments to the noise ordinance. And then also with keeping in mind that some changes may occur based on the input that we got tonight, and especially the research project done across the street.
Okay, if not, Mr. Thomas, you have anything?
I just want to extend the hours on that noise ordinance. That's something we do later.
Okay. Alderman Ross?
No.
If none of the aldermen,
On second thought, I just wanted to reiterate the comments that I made last time about noise. 2 years running now, we've got budgeted appropriations for addressing the noise created by trains, and as yet, there's been no administrative action taken in that regard, and I would like to see something along those lines established as a forward movement in that progress.
you get with the mayor regarding the train. Let's get a status or update maybe at the next city council meeting.
I'd like to know what we're doing,
regarding the train,
if anything.
because we did discuss that a year ago or a while back, okay? If there are no other comments from the aldermen, we'll now open it up for public comment.
One,
State your
everybody
name.
know, Mary Ann Conley, 14 Teresa Drive, North Little Rock.
Okay?
Everybody knows that the sex offenders are registered on a computer. I'd like to know why the people that are busted for meth, making meth, cooking it, are not registered, or some way let the public know who they are. How are we, as citizens, how can we help the police if we don't even know who they are? When they're let out of jail, they're not even put in jail unless they have a gun or money, like I read in the paper. That's one of my deals. Two, CenterPoint Energy came out and worked on our neighborhood a month ago. And we were told, quote, "We will make your yard look better or the same." They didn't tell us it was going to be a swamp, that the ground is lower, the dirt they put on is river dirt. If it rains, you do not walk in your yard because you're going to sink down 6 inches or more. And I am a country girl, and I know what foxtails are, and they are dangerous.
Talk to that gentleman back there in the red shirt. Ed, raise your hand.
You come and get the foxtails.
He should be able to assist you.
But the whole neighborhood is this way, our whole neighborhood, and I think it's very unfair that a next-door neighbor of mine had to put sod, and she had to double it. And we have people in the neighborhood that have had concrete driveways. They now have blacktop. It's horrible.
Okay. If you'll get with Mr. Chapman,
Okay?
the
Thank you.
gentleman in red shirt, he should be able to assist you. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
I have a question about the city bus, Ernest Collins 25.
Okay, let me make a statement. During public comment, that's what they are. No, you're free to make your comment, but I'm just saying, you may ask a question and we may not answer it. This is just public comment. We don't necessarily have to.
Okay.
Okay, and I just want to let you know that. During public comments, and that's just the rules. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Ernest Collins. I live at 2500 Willow Street. I talked to Central Arkansas Transit about getting buses here running late on a Sunday. I noticed in Little Rock they run out after 8 o'clock, but here they run at 6. I talked to him today. The reason they didn't run here after 6 or run here at 6 or later than that, they noticed people running across here, Little Rock Hill, North Little Rock. It's not the reason they won't run here. The reason they're not enough. What I'm trying to say is the reason they run buses around here on a Sunday the reason they was running here on 6 o'clock is they said that y'all don't give them enough money. Why y'all don't give enough money or something like that?
Well, let me say that the buses, as my understanding, do not run in North Little Rock on Sundays, but they do run in Little Rock on Sundays. We have had a lot of questions from people in the community wanting Central Arkansas Transit to run here on Sundays, and not only on Sundays, to run over here after 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's something that the mayor may need to take up with the transit authority.
I talked to them today. They said they're willing to run after 8 o'clock and one on Sunday, but y'all have to give them more money and all that stuff. They say the reason they don't want to hear after 8 o'clock on Sunday, they say y'all don't give them no money or nothing like that.
Okay.
Why don't y'all give them no more money, something like that?
Well, what we'll do is we'll get with the mayor and let him get with Central Arkansas Transit, okay?
I have a second question. I know up there in East Buchanan Boulevard about the traffic or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the traffic, the highways need to be more like a 4-lane highway, something like that? The traffic or something like that? All the traffic or something like that? You know what, McCain Mall?
Only the highway department can answer that question. That's out of our realm of responsibility.
That's the highway department? Okay.
Yeah.
And what keep popping?
Oh, okay. I don't mean to interrupt you, but there may be some others here that have some comments, and we need to allow others to have comments.
And one more question. What keep
This is your last question.
What keep pop firecrackers at?
Excuse me?
Firecrackers, where you could pop them at?
You cannot discharge fireworks in the city of North Little Rock. That is against the law. Okay? Thanks for coming.
How y'all doing? My name is Annie Caston, and I've been in North Little Rock for about 2 years, going on 3 years. I'm from Katrina. But my concern is, from the time that I've been here, whether it's summer or winter, it's my light bill. And I've been getting help from Salvation Army, from my pastor. I'm on a fixed income. And my light bill started from 117, and now it's gone up to 195. And I don't understand. I had escalated at the place where you go pay your light bill at. Why is the light bill so high? I stayed in a Summer Tree apartment, and she said that's the way it's fixed. I said, but I have the energy light bulbs that can bring my light down. So why it don't go down? It just constantly stays up and it's steady going up.
Have you filled out that form for if you make $12,000 or less a year? Have you filled out the form?
I filled that out, and I get SSI. And between my light bill and my rent, it ain't nothing nice.
Okay.
And I have a bill right now for only 1 month. I just got $195. And I wasn't even home half of this month because I went to New Orleans to visit my children for graduate. And I'm the only one down here in North Little Rock.
Okay. All of our bills are high. And I do know one option is to fill out that form for the 12. You say you're on a fixed income.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that you get SSI.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's a form. If you make $12,000 a year or less, you can get a discount for the first 500 kilowatts. Did you fill out the form?
I filled the form out, and it came from North Little Rock. I think, I don't know if the energy certificate, because I'm not familiar down here.
Okay. What you may want to do is, I don't have a name for her in the electric department, Mr. Sisson, but Mr. Sisson is going to talk to you. He's the gentleman there in the green shirt. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. The mics are still open. Ms. Pounds.
My name is Jessie Pounds. I live at 1510 West 10th off of Pike, North Little Rock. I don't understand, I know everything has to go up every now and then, but these utility bills over here, to me it's just ridiculous how it went up over here. Now, I looked at the news, I listened to the news, and my understanding is that Energy is even trying to get an increase. It has been denied, but they're going to try again, and they're just talking about maybe $4.50 more on the bill. Why is it that North Little Rock went up to like 38, almost 50% higher? I mean, this lady's talking about a fixed income, and I feel for her. But also at the same time, you have people that's working. All of us are not rich and wealthy. All of us not wealthy. What is the problem? I mean, why did North Little Rock jump so high over the other utility bills? You have people who are working, middle class, and it's getting to a place now, it's not so much middle class anymore. You're either rich or you're poor, And then we have people that are sick. Some people who have to have their own machines and things. They're not thinking about these people. They're just looking at the cost of the utilities and what they're going to charge the people. It's like it's no concern. But in the end, you're going to have a bigger problem. If some of these people come up, they take ill, they get sick because of lack of heating and air, then there's going to be a health problem. The state going to have to step in. Then that's going to be some more money. I just feel like it's something need to be looked at, see that they can't make some adjustments, and if it means merging in with Energy, do that. But it's just hard for people, even the working people. And if you don't have a free check, then your check also is like these people that just gets it once a month. Fixed income, it's fixed. If you do not have a free check, it's fixed. So I'm just asking that you all will look at it from the older people's standpoint of view of it, the children's standpoint of view of it, the working people that's trying to work. But it's getting to a place you can't pay your rent, you can't pay utility bills, you got to eat, you have medicine you have to take. If you don't do something about these utility bills, you're going to really have another problem, which is the state going to have to step in. And you have it in these places where maybe the units are not functioning properly, then that's another problem that makes it your utility bills higher. Because we don't have too much of a tenant's right. So it's like you're stuck in a situation. And I would just appreciate if the city would look at these